New technologies have allowed The Run to be the most advanced racing game in the entire franchise. Through the use of motion capture technology, virtual cameras, and the groundbreaking Frostbite 2 gaming engine, Need for Speed The Run provides a cinematic racing experience that you've never seen in a game.
Frostbite 2 is a game engine that's developed by the DICE studio, which is one of EA studios in Stockholm. It's used to power previously the Battlefield franchise, which is a first-person shooter game. What we were able to do is partner with DICE and bring Frostbite over and integrate our racing engine essentially into it to create basically a whole experience.
Frostbite is the foundation, so it's the foundation engine. It's the starting point where we built Need for Speed. Now, Frostbite was never a driving engine before. But that's when our group came in and our SEs came in and took the base foundation and then added the driving component to it. And that's what's built this new Need for Speed engine, which has been great and fantastic.
Why Frostbite is so powerful is technically it's a monolithic entity-based render engine, which means anything can talk to anything. So I don't have to go to a programmer to say, hey, I want to hook this thing up to that thing. As an artist, you can kind of build your own scenes and like, okay, I want a guy to walk over here and then this to happen and that to happen, and it's like a sandbox which you can make, develop games.
Allowed us to get obviously amazing looking characters, just incredible worlds, great world destruction for our huge action scenes.
Creating a cinema-style action sequence involving realistic characters is often a daunting task in the gaming world. Need for Speed The Run overcame this obstacle by using state-of-the-art motion capture technologies never before used in a video game.
We used mocap for almost all of our animations. We did all our NISs and our story sequences that way, and then we actually did all of our out-of-car stuff, and we shot them up here and on the rooftops. We simulated a rooftop, and we had people run through obstacles and fall over and crash and get shot by helicopters. We would even play like helicopter sounds through the stereo so that, immerse them in this moment.
A majority of the motion capture shoot took place at the House of Moves in Los Angeles. There, Sports Illustrated swimsuit models Irina Shayk and Chrissy Teigen took the stage to help bring Need for Speed The Run to life.
We've got 97 markers on her face, and we're capturing all the little subtle bits of how she moves. We have the markers on their body, and we actually use hundreds of cameras to triangulate all those little dots and to work out what the animation is. We actually build like a skeleton, virtual skeleton inside. We use a technology called Direct Drive, which means that for every marker on the face, we actually have a corresponding bone in game.
97 markers on the face is the most ever used in a video game. Another new technology used comes from a surprising place.
We put sensors on your face, and they're from the medical industry, and they measure electrical signals to your muscles. And they're aimed and positioned to actually get your ocular eye muscles. So as you look around, electricity is coming off. And we measure this, and through some very fancy filtering, we can actually determine your eye animation, even if your eyes are closed. Blink, you guys. Blink, blink, blink. Blink, 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 blink.
That's so crazy.
So by doing this, we can actually capture your exact eye motion. Eyes are the windows to the soul. Like, if you have really good eye animation, the characters are more convincing. And we learned a lot about that because you watch videos or you see performances of eyes and you're like, okay, I think I got it. But when you actually get the real signal and you look at how many little transients and how many little darts and flicks there are, it was quite eye-opening to just see the way that data worked.
Some of the most challenging work for Adam was accurately representing the female characters in the game.
Believe it or not, the most convincing CG characters are the old men. They've got wrinkly skin and there's a lot of detail and texture there. And when you're doing, young, attractive girls who've got very clear skin, it's hard to not make them look like they're just porcelain figures. So it's actually terrifyingly hard to do pretty girls.
Building a wireframe image of a person during motion capture is just the first of many steps before the character is complete.
Just because you shot it on mocap doesn't mean you can just take it out of mocap and drop it in the game. Like, there's a lot of love that goes between that. And our animation team did an amazing job there. And then our character team for building these models to actually look that good. And the shaders and how their skin looks and the lighting and the camera. It's like a chain, and it's only as good as its weakest link. There's a lot of stages to come together.
Once a basic model is created from the motion capture shoot, Adam can then use those models to shoot cinematic scenes using a virtual camera.
We took it back to basics. So what we did was we use a lot of virtual camera. And what that is you go into a motion capture volume, like where you see the people in the black outfits and the markers. But instead of the people having the markers, the camera has the markers. And we actually put a virtual camera, which is a fake camera, onto a Steadicam rig. It doesn't look like a camera, but you can hold it, and there's a screen there, and when you turn it around, like you're looking into the performance that we captured in Los Angeles weeks before.
It's time to enter the front.
So the scene at the start where Jack walks into the restaurant, that was using a virtual camera. So with this camera, which is just a bunch of motion capture markers and a screen, and we can actually see what's being filmed. So I'm looking at nothing, but through the screen I see Jack coming into the restaurant.
I fixed your problem.
If you think, we've watched TV and cinema for a long time, and those cameras weigh something. The camera weighs 50 pounds, 80 pounds. So you never see it instantly start or stop because there's mass there, there's overshoot, there's inertia. So in video games, because the camera doesn't actually weigh anything, you sometimes see them go pop, like instantly start and stop. And subconsciously, you cry foul because you've never seen that watching Brady Bunch.
The development team's love for classic American cinema led to the creation of the opening restaurant scene, which is composed entirely of one shot.
CG is perfect, and we laugh sometimes. Like, my job is to make it not perfect. We put vignettes, we darken the edge of the screen, we make things blurry, we put film grain in, we have like bad exposure sometimes, because that's what happens in real life. You move from light to dark and it kind of crushes for a second and then it comes up. So CG on its own is way too clean. You know, it's the perfectly imperfect nature of imparting all this stuff that lens designers are trying to take out of their lenses. I'm putting in. So, but that's what you're used to seeing. So we got to put that stuff in there. We worked really hard to make it not feel like a game. We wanted to make it look like a movie.